Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and much appreciated you guys checking today's video out. Guys, gonna give up some juice today. I'm gonna show you one of my long-held May fishing lure secrets. This is something that's been producing for me for 20 years here in the Ozarks and back east, some in the tournaments. I'm gonna show you guys what it is, how to set it up, how to rig it, talk a little bit about where you want to fish it at, but it is a May killer, I can guarantee, that you probably never tried before. So anyway, guys, real quick, just wanted to give you the weekly reminder. I'd like to invite everybody to check out our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns. I'll put the link in the description. You guys can check them out. We have breakdowns of the spring and summer lake map breakdowns of lakes all across the country. And if we have one that's not on the website, you can book a virtual lesson with me and we can go over any lake in the country. And guys, there's not a better way to learn more about a lake you want to learn more about. So I'll put the lake map breakdown link in the description here. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you what it is right off the bat, and then I'm going to tell you that, and even more importantly, I'm going to tell you how to work it and where to fish it at. Because in addition to exactly what it is, the way that you work this particular setup is the key to catching fish on it. And what it is, guys, it's a wacky rigged chartreuse zoom trick worm, wacky rigged. Now, everybody knows wacky rigs, work good in the springtime of year. But have you ever wacky rigged a, yellow chartreuse, some bright colored zoom trick worm? Some people may have, but I doubt if many people have. Guys, I'm telling you right now, in the month of May, when those fish are sort of in the late tail end part of spawning, or they're in the post spawn phase to some extent, guys, there's not a better lure that you can throw than right there to get a lot of bites and a lot of quality bites on. So first of all, I'm going to show you a little bit how to rig it, the equipment I use, and I'm going to show you where to fish it. Hook's pretty critical. I use this number one Gamakatsu G Finesse. It's a heavy cover worm hook, straight shank. And guys, I don't, and you guys know watch the videos, I don't use the O-rings. I think that they're one of the worst things you can use for wacky rigging. Most of the top wacky riggers in the country hook it just like this, like I do. Just hook it right through the middle of the worm. The worm falls more natural without an O-ring on it. You get better hookups, you get more bites, land more fish. Throw your O-rings away, you guys don't need them. Hook it right in the middle like that. Next thing I do, guys, is I couple it up with, this is another key with it, 6-pound test Seaguar Invisex fluorocarbon line. The light line is the key, and one of the reasons the key with this is the trick worm does not fall like most people rig like a soft plastic stick bait, like a Senko or something. The trick worm falls extremely slow, and you need the lighter line to get it down and to maintain contact with it. Plus, this is an open water deal, so you don't really need the heavy line, and it makes a huge difference, guys. If you go to 8 or 10-pound test line, you reduce the number of bites that you get in half each time you go up to a heavier test. So get you some 6-pound test Invisex there. Rigging it on, usually use that Megabass whip snake spinning rod, straight fluorocarbon line, no braid deleter. You guys know I don't use the braid deleter setup, so that's how you set it up. So the next thing, guys, is what you want to do. Let's talk about how you want to actually work it, and then we're going to talk about the best type of areas to fish it in. The key on this thing, this is one of the big keys, is you want to throw it out there to the bank, and when it hits the water, start twitching it like this, about that far underneath the surface. Don't cast it out and just let it sink down. Cast it to the bank, just work it like this and reel it for about 3 or 4 feet just underneath the surface. And then after it goes 3 or 4 feet, if a fish hasn't hit it, which they do a lot, let the bait go down all the way to the bottom. Now what you have on this is you're going to have 50-50. 50% of the fish are going to hit it when you're just jerking it like that under the water. 50% of the fish are going to hit it on the way down or as it just hits the bottom. 95% of the time, they're going to get it before the worm actually hits the bottom or right when it touches the bottom. Most of the time, once the worm hits the bottom, I'll lift up on it, maybe work it a foot or two, and if I don't have a bite, I reel it in. Because this thing is so bright, it draws their attention from a long way away. But the combination of reeling it just under the surface gets their attention a lot of times, and the actual fall will actually get them to bite the thing. So the ideal conditions, first of all, it works in a pretty wide range of water clarities. I prefer clear water though. I prefer water visibility of at least 4 feet, although you can catch them in water visibility of 12 inches or 2 feet. It works in a lot of different situations. The visual strike attractant of this can't be really underestimated. In my opinion, the clearer the water, the farther it will bring fish away to hit this thing. So ideally, I like to have clear water and a little bit lower light conditions. I like cloudy skies early in the late in the day, or throwing it around shade. You can catch them on it just when it's sunny out on open banks, but not near as good. It's like if you don't have low light or clouds, try to target shade with it. Shade like from overhanging trees around docks and all that type of stuff. And you want to look to fish this thing, guys, in the same type of areas that you think the fish are spawning in. If they're on a flat, if they're back in a cove, you know, if they're on a shallow grass line, whatever it is. This bait is designed to catch the late spawners, the early post spawners, the fry garters, and the post spawn fish that are actively feeding with that. It's also really good for shad spawn situation. If you guys got shad spawning, this is one of the top lures that you can catch them on. But anyway, guys, give it a try. I'll give the Baitworks link in the description. You guys know I'm working with them. It's a good way to support the channel. Get you some of the trick worms, get you some of the Gamakatsu hooks, some of the Seaguar and VizX line, and you can send me a note next time you go fishing and tell me how many fish you caught doing this thing. So anyway, cat's out of the bag with that. I hope it's helped you guys catch some. We'll talk later. See you.